The CheckMate study was done to show whether nivolumab, a PD-1 antibody, was active in kidney cancer. It was a second-line study after failure of one TKI and eventually two TKIs, and so nivolumab was compared to everolimus, which is one of the standard of care. It shows a very impressive improvement in overall survival, which was a primary endpoint, with 25 months survival and less than 20 months for everolimus. In parallel, it also shows a much better response rate. Interestingly, there was no correlation between PD-L1 expression and the efficacy of the drug, which is somewhere a little bit troublesome, but that's actually what we get from this study. Based on the results of this study, nivolumab is going to become one of the standard of care in second line after failure of one TKI, certainly in the near future. So the METEOR study was done to see whether a c-MET and AXL inhibitor called cabozantinib could be a standard of care in kidney cancer. So it was developed in second line after TKI failure, one or two TKI, and was compared to everolimus as nivolumab was done previously. So the idea was to see whether this drug was able to improve progression-free survival in first primary endpoint. And it does. Cabozantinib almost double the PFS compared with everolimus with 7.4 months PFS. This is very impressive. Response rate was also much better with cabozantinib than with everolimus. The toxicity profile of cabozantinib is a little more complex because we need to have dose reduction with this drug. We need to do how to manage the drug, but it's in the same range of the TKI we usually use in kidney cancer. Based on the data from METEOR study, cabozantinib probably will enter the guidelines because that's active and very active in second or in third line in kidney cancer. One of the questions we'll have with two drugs actually very active in second line will be how we are going to use and to sequence the drugs in the future. That will be for the next studies. So axitinib was considered by many of us as the best first-line treatment, but unfortunately, this study comparing to axitinib failed to meet its primary endpoint, probably because of a problem of design, two small studies. So we were expecting that at least overall survival could show some benefit of the drug, which seems to be active. And unfortunately, on follow-up, overall survival was similar between axitinib and sorafenib. So in this study with axitinib versus sorafenib, one interesting and intriguing point is that there is much more benefit in the good performance status patient than in the poor performance status patient. It raises the question of why, we don't have difference in the PS1 patient versus PS0. There are a lot of possible explanations, but still it's absolutely something that we could not prove so far, whether, axitinib has some better effect in good performance status and why. So we don't know yet.